Sunday. There it is.
There we are.
All right. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning, Ed. How are you doing? Nice to be back live.
Yeah, you've been here this week on Monday on a holiday.
Yep. Oh, that's right. I was here. Today's Wednesday.
Yeah, I know. It seems like
was
just
a whole
Monday
week
yesterday. No, what makes it worse is I started doing. Wanted to get into ice baths to help with certain things, and so I don't know if I told you the story or not. Marsha's like, "Why don't you just try the pool?" Right? And so I look at the temperature on the pool. It was 50 the other day, and they say between 50 to 59 is a good thing to get started in, and then you
go cooler from there.
You could, and it's about time and walls and all this stuff, and so, and then I've been reading on it, and when you're in that pool, so the first day I did 2 minutes, and it was like, I don't want to say brutal, but it was,
Did you come out purple?
No, it wasn't that bad, but it was just different, right? Because you're like getting used to it. And then I read some stuff about how there's different machines, and one machine, the newer one, actually circulates the water at the same time you're in. Because what happens when you're in the water, your body puts a thermal area around your body. Yeah, to keep you warm, right? Because that water kind of like a wetsuit. Well, so I turned on my filter, and I did it yesterday, and it was 45, but it actually was 48. I was in it for 4 minutes.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and got out. And the weird thing is it increases your metabolism like you would not believe.
Does it?
Oh yeah, so you got to be careful not to overeat. Right, it's the whole purpose of why you're doing it.
Because you get super hungry.
Right, but one of the things they talk about is it takes your white fat and turns it into brown fat. If you know about babies have brown fat; they don't have white fat, so they can't shiver. So the brown fat is what they use to keep themselves warm.
Oh.
That's why a lot of babies can run around with nothing on and stay warm, and we can't, right? Because we have a lot more white. So it helps turn that from white to the browner fat.
I can stay warm
to get rid of it
real fast.
I can't if I put a lot of clothes on. Anyways, enough about that whole, because it's like, it's January, time to get in
all these new things
in shape again.
Let's get back in shape.
Yeah, and so I've been following the Hooperman Lab guy, and he's pretty into a lot of different, because Marsha listens to it all the time.
Yeah.
And she's like, listen to this. Of course, we always, like our kids, nope, not till I need it. All right, enough about me, and let's talk about the markets. I'm going to go over my stuff real quick. Remember, today is Fed Minute Day, which is the release of what they talked about in their meeting. It's coming out today at 11 a.m. Pacific time. And it's December numbers. And that was the meeting that they decided to go from 75 basis points to only 50 basis points. So it's really going to be important, because during his press conference last time, he alluded to going slower from here, signaling at 25 basis points in February 1st. Well, the minutes are really going to talk about what they talked about in that meeting, and however that comes out is going to help us whether we'll see the bond market react positively or negatively.
Right.
They want the love. So basically, if they come out and they say they're looking at it differently, and they see the slowing, whatever's in the minutes is going to make the change today.
So if inflation is coming down,
according to, if they say that they see that, the bonds will rally today, meaning that rates will get better.
Right.
If it comes out of there and say, no, we're seeing more tightening and inflationary stuff in their talks, it's going to go the opposite for bonds and the rates, and it's going to get uglier.
Yeah.
Like yesterday we rallied, and then it gave it back, and then today we had a lot this morning, and now we're only up 2 basis points. Dose instead of like 30.
Yeah, that's not very many doses. Are not many doses.
The biggest thing they're talking about is, once the 10-year gets under 3% again, that's when we're going to see a huge change in the housing market.
Right.
And that's when you don't want to be there, right? You want to be already in it at that time, so you can take advantage of the refinance. Because otherwise, you're going to be like some people in the Bay Area right now. I saw some articles where people like, I paid over $200,000 over asking for my house, and I think I paid too much for it now.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, when the market's adjusting, of course you do.
No, well, adjusting, they're saying we're going to go up 3% next year, right?
Okay.
On an average home, that's $12,000 you're making. That's an average of 50% increase in your, of the profit you're making, right? It's still, we're not negative going down. We're just slowing the appreciation. If that was just as bad as it was, no, you haven't lost anything.
Right.
And you're still gaining.
You're still gaining.
Yeah.
You're just not gaining as much.
Right, because we're greedy.
And people are traditionally lean negatively. So whenever negative, a lot of people do. I try not to. I try to lean to the right. No, I don't. Yeah, I do.
I just stand in the middle.
Moderate's a little bit better. Conservative, moderate, whatever. Anyway, but if there's a little bit of negativity in the wind, and thank you, media, there's a lot of negativity in the wind.
It's always negative in the wind.
Exactly. So people start freaking out. Oh my God. Oh, I'm not gaining equity.
I thought he was driving.
He is driving. What the hell is he doing?
Hey, dude, stop messing with the texting while you're driving.
Text.
Yeah.
And if it was, it should have been misspelling gentleman.
How rudely him calling us gentlemen.
Gentlemen. Yeah. He knows I'm not a gentleman.
Yeah.
So anyway, negative. Stay positive. You're still gaining equity on your property, and you still have that really good interest rate for sure.
Well,
people that bought 2 years ago.
Well, even if you just recently bought, don't worry about it. You're going to be refinancing and doing. There's some changes coming to Fannie and Freddie. Speaking of that, to where you're going to have to wait 12 months to do cash out.
Yeah.
But that's not a big deal because you normally had to wait 6 months for payments anyway, and then before you could do cash out, with 6 more months to get the additional value.
Exactly.
But if you're if you pay cash for your house, right? Say you bought your house for $600,000, you pay cash because you borrowed it from everybody. Look at that. He felt guilty that we were making fun of him. Stopped in traffic.
Yeah, he sure is. He was just coming into Fresno when I last talked to him.
Yeah.
I think.
I'm sure he's hitting traffic down there because there's a lot of traffic. What was I talking about before I got distracted?
You're talking about refi. Even if you paid cash.
So the delayed financing, right? So if you paid cash for your house,
right,
and you're going to use the same value that you bought the house for, you still can do a cash out right away.
Sure.
Right. That's not a problem because you don't have a loan.
You don't have a loan that you're paying off.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So for most people, no one was really doing cash out in 6 months, so it's not a big deal. So
well, yeah, it really, if you're doing cash out in 6 months, something's wrong.
Well, some people went in
sucking up your equity,
or they paid $300,000 for the house and they remodeled it, and now it's because they got it under market, and then now they want to take their cash out. Well, there's other programs out there if you need your cash out of that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Is it reverse mortgage?
No. I know that was my answer for the last few shows.
Exactly.
But that's when we were talking about older people moving down or up.
So one of the reasons I called Patrick this morning was to get an idea of how many Realtor members there are in the Modesto area. Central Valley Association of Realtors has 7 councils, so there's 7 cities that feed into the Central Valley Association of Realtors. And I wanted to just break it down to just Modesto. And I know Patrick looks every single morning and he jots it down on
because he works there, right, or something like that.
Yeah. Okay. He's our King Bufu. He's the dude in charge. Well, actually, he likes to believe it.
Right.
So
we'll just give him that.
Yeah. So I looked up this morning just to see, where did we close? So these are single family residences and some residential income properties. So like duplexes, stuff like that. And for the year, Modesto single family residence closed sales for 2022 equal 11,638 sales. Okay. And currently,
so that's only, I can't believe I did that wrong. So here's my question. You don't know what it was for 21, right?
I don't. I could look it up. I could look that up.
Well, you don't have to do it right now, but it'd be nice to know the difference over the last few years.
When we start jabber-jawing about something else while we do it, I can quickly go in.
So that's about 969 a month.
Yeah. No.
That
math right?
Times 12.
1163.
And my batteries. Yeah, my batteries are low. Messing up.
Keep going. So anyway, Central Valley Association of Realtors and the Lodi Association of Realtors both have
6. Is that right? 969.83.
Wow. Per month.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know how they get that 38 tenths of one done.
Active real estate agents in the Modesto area. Okay.
Well, hold on. When you say active, that means their licenses. They're part of the MLS.
Well, and some are supposedly saying they're doing real estate, but this is what it comes down to.
But to be active, you're talking about that they have their MLS and they're paying their dues.
Correct.
Okay.
And they're trying to work. Currently, approximately 1,400 active agents in the Modesto area. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Breaks down to about 8 transactions per agent. We need more listings.
I thought you were going to say we need more agents.
No, we don't need that. So let's look at, let me quickly go back.
Do you still need the Modesto single family closed sales on the
No,
screen?
you can get rid of it, but
Because you clicked on it and we got it back there.
no,
Yes.
I know. I was saying currently,
Right.
that many sales. So let me quickly go back and change one thing. January 1.
As you can tell, he's really working hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's doing math in his
Well,
head
the
at the
bad
same
thing
time.
is, no, the bad thing is, this program is a pain in the butt.
Yeah, here, let me help you. I'm like Joey on Friends. How do you look like that? I do math in my head.
I do math in my head. So then we're going to do preview, and I'm just going to give you the number. So compared to 2021,
Mm-hmm.
there were 13,170.
13,170
single family and some residential income properties.
I'm just so if you look at the difference, about 1,000 difference, right?
Yeah, and
so that's really not that big of a deal because they're saying we were so far down,
right?
So we're at 2021 was 13,170 and we're at 11 something, so 11,638. I don't know how my batteries are dying in a solar calculator.
They need light. They need the sunlight.
Well, it was underneath the shade, I guess.
Yeah,
it's throwing shade.
Throw shade.
So it's 1,500 difference.
Right.
50, so if you figure that out, that's divided by 12.
And
that's a difference of 127 homes a month.
Right.
And
why is that? It's because there's no inventory.
Right.
It's not because
if the
market changed.
Right.
It's because there's no inventory.
If it was a horrible market, it would be opposite. It would be real question is how many listings difference that are still sitting there from year over year. Well, the problem is like 2020 versus 21.
Mm-hmm.
In 21, we had 12% the list amount of homes on the market than we did in 2020. Well, in 2020, it was a pandemic and nobody really wanted to sell,
right,
unless you were trying to get out of like San Francisco and other places and move to like Tahoe or other places.
Well, in the first 6 months of that pandemic was absolutely crazy. People didn't know what to do. I should hunker down.
Yeah, keep going. I'm sorry.
I should hunker down, stay here. I shouldn't sell. Now I need to sell. And, my job's transferring me someplace else. Oh, wait, I can work from home. There was all kinds of stuff factoring into that. So.
The first 3 months, we couldn't figure out how to do a loan.
Isn't that crazy?
No, I'm just we had so many companies spending millions of dollars. I'm like on their line, but having early certain pay things they had, and they got fined. It was just and I thought a lot of companies were going to close up, but then we figured it out. And then for the next, so that took 4 months, and then we were able to. And at that time, we had the same problem as we do now with is we know you're going to pay off that loan early. Right. And so we don't really want to give it. Yeah, exactly. So that was why rates weren't as low in the beginning as they should have been.
Right.
Because what happened with the drop back then, we should have seen those rates in the 1s and 2s even sooner. Right.
Yeah.
And we didn't. And now we have the same problem. We know you're going to be refinancing next year, and we want to get the people buying those loans want to get paid up front because they know you're not going to keep it very long.
Right.
And that's why our rates aren't as low as they could be.
What was the main obstacle in 2020 when you were trying to figure out how to do the loans? Was it just
because everybody went home? We were shut down.
So you're trying to get people set up at home to work and
the rates kept dropping, and so people had
locked
locked loans, were canceling, and this and that, and then the appraisers, and the problem with that whole thing that appraisers did is now made it to where on average we don't always need an appraisal.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah. It's like going into a McDonald's now. We don't know if we need the staff in there because we got these metal boxes in front. Place your order, please. And then the next thing a machine is going to pop it out for you. Right? I mean, you're going to walk up, it's going to ATM in McDonald's. Yeah. And it's just this one building that these little conveyors come and just pick up the thing and go.
Well, that's how I want to eat.
Yeah. I don't eat McDonald's, but
no, I think I didn't really work for the first 2 months of 2020.
Well, I went home and I had the radio show still to do, and we did that, and we figured that out and figured out now how to do podcasts and radio and more radio. Mm-hmm. Like today, I'm on radio at, this afternoon for Mike. They called me yesterday because I'm doing the Trevor Carey this week, Wednesday, Thursday. They wanted me Friday. I said, no, I'm not doing Friday.
Right.
And then they're like, can you do 2 more hours of Mike Douglas today? I'm like, sure. What the heck?
Yeah. What the heck? I stay up 24 hours a day.
Well, it just helps. It's that uncomfortableness, just like getting in the water.
Right.
That's what I talked about in the beginning, jumping into ice cold water, not jumping in, you get in early because you don't want to have a heart attack. And so doing those things that makes you uncomfortable is what everybody should do, period.
All the time.
Yeah, that's how you should live your life. If it's so easy, you're not going to push yourself. In our business model right now, it is hard for a lot of people. And you need to get out there and do everything you possibly can. That is, start a podcast if that's something. Do like we do, lives, do other stuff. I don't care who you are.
Just call people.
Yeah. Well, there's the other thing.
Just contact all your
past clients.
If you don't want to cold call, if you warm call your past clients.
Yeah, just check in
how they're doing.
Yeah. You should have your CRM every day tell you who closed that day a year ago and call them, hey, anniversary. Call them on their birthday, call them on their anniversary. And you're going to say, well, we don't get that information. We're not the lender. Well, you know what you can do? You can say, hey, lender, what was their date of birth?
Exactly.
Don't give me the year. Just give me the year, month, and day. And,
No, I want the year. Holy crap. I didn't know you were that old.
No, or the other thing, go to Facebook. It tells you all the time.
No kidding. Yeah. That's how you stalk everybody. Go to Facebook.
I'm just saying,
go to IG.
Everybody's like, I don't know what to do. How go? You know what? You should do the same thing that you should have been doing every day in the first place, which is call past clients, call, and on a regular basis, call call people on their birthdays. If you don't want to call them on their birthdays, drop them a video on their phone. Yeah. Because a lot of people, I don't want to interrupt them. They're working.
Or if you don't want to call them on their birthdays, just call them and say, hey, I was thinking about you the other day. How's the house going? Do you need anything? Make it real quick, but make it sincere.
And the other thing to do is ask your clients before you close if they know anybody to refer you to, because they know a few other people. People getting married know other people getting married. People having babies know other people having babies.
Yeah, because they're usually all doing it around the same
time. It just works that way. Yeah. It's like when you want to buy a car, all of a sudden you start seeing that car everywhere in the color that you want.
I know.
Right? It's like where before it was there next to you, but you just didn't see it.
Exactly.
It just go back to the basics of help. And that was what we talked about, I think, on Monday, is educating people why they should buy. I talked about how, getting past no, which is helping them understand why are they still waiting, right? We haven't educated people who are like, oh, my clients want to wait. Why?
What?
Investors are buying stuff up like you would not believe.
You don't.
Yeah, because they know that values are going to go up, or they don't care over time, right? They know they're going to get a payment, they're going to pay the mortgage with the rental, and that thing's going to go up in value, and eventually they're going to make a lot of money.
Yeah.
Right. And you're looking for a place to live.
Yeah.
And I told somebody the other day, I'm like, okay, you got $1,200 in rent a month, right? Okay, go get $100 bills. Go get $1,200 bills. Now go in the street and just throw it there and walk away.
Yeah,
because that's what you're doing every month.
That's exactly what you're doing every month. And I've got a issue with a buyer, not my buyer, my listing.
Not my body, not my mind.
Not my body, not my mind. I don't have it either.
Anyway,
cold feet.
That's what I was talking about.
I know, but the example is cold feet. And I was thinking last night, this is the least expensive time you will buy a house, probably ever, or for a long time, unless something crazy happens way down the road. And you're afraid of maybe an extra $300 to $400 a month payment. I remember the first time I bought a home, I went from a $375 a month payment to an $850 a month PITI payment. And I thought, how in the hell am I going to do this? Well, you know what? The lender said I qualified.
Right.
Okay. After I made my second payment, I never thought about it again.
Yeah.
Never.
And that's just.
And I built equity.
Shocking.
Yeah.
It's just you have to get past worrying about you're going to make a mistake. Because here's the issue right now is.
The mistake is you're not buying.
Exactly. And people don't get that right now. I mean, they're so worried. Well, it's the uncertainty out there that is hurting people. Well, the uncertainty is helping you.
Yeah. Read a book, turn off the media.
Well, that's too, but the uncertainty is what's helping the market not go crazy right now.
Right.
Interest rates, we're not going to go up higher with interest rates. They are going to go down. We know that now because we already hit the peak of 7.25, and now we're coming down where it's, between, it depends on the moment in the day. So that doesn't matter. Can you make the payment for the next 6 months to a year? Can you do that? And because what'll happen is you're going to go, oh, you know what? I'm not going out as much. I'm not buying Starbucks every day at $7 a thing. I'm not eating lunch out. I'm not eating breakfast out because I'm buying my coffee.
And I'm losing some weight.
Right. On top of that, I'm not, dinner we're making it at home now. That's the difference.
And the family's better.
Right. That's the difference. You have to rearrange your money. And that's, people either love me or hate me, but I tell them the truth. This is what you need to do. If you're putting money over here because you think you need to do that, if you just took some of that back and then, did other things, it might work out better for you. But a lot of times people get upset because that's their purpose in life. Well, what's more important, owning a house or having that purpose?
Yeah. Well, and I think some realtors are afraid to say those things to their clients.
Well, then have them call me and I'll tell their client, because that's what I do. I'm the person you guys. So this is how I look at it. My job is to bring them back to reality and help them get through that process. And then we talked about this on Monday. I always go a little bit higher in interest rate in the beginning, just because, and I lose some people that way, but I gain people who get into contract, never cancel contract because all of a sudden the payment's higher.
Well, they've already been qualified as a worst case scenario.
Right. And because they never buy the house I qualify them for. It's always a little bit more. Yeah. Always.
It's like the reverse thing. When I'm selling a home, I usually do a net sheet and I make sure that I figure worst case scenario.
Right.
So they at the end of the transaction, when they have more money than what I said they were going to have in their pockets, they're really happy about that. Yeah. So you underpromise and you overdeliver.
What?
Well, I don't know
what was that?
Strike that. Hey, we went long today.
I know, but that's when someone asked me, I'm selling a house. I don't know how much money I'm getting. I'm like, okay, well, we're going to figure getting 92% of what you're selling, what the listing price that you're selling it for. If you do 92, if you get better on commission, you get better on this, you're better off. Because on average, 8% will just say is what the cost is. It can be less, a lot less, but at least that's a number to work with.
Yeah.
And that's how you figure out how much you have. And then afterwards, like you said, I would rather overquote costs and stuff from the beginning on these things, and then it's lower at the end so that you're happy with that. Yep. So anyway.
Yeah, you like them to smile.
Well, it's either I'd rather them love me at the end than hate me at the end. Right? Because that's how you get more referrals.
Sounds like a country song.
Yeah. My dog left me. My wife left me.
My mom left me, and my truck.
And it just broke down.
Yeah.
All right. Near. All right, that's it today because it's only been 22 minutes.
Yeah.
And we got something else to do. Yeah. All right, everybody, make it a great day. Thanks for watching. We appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
And remember, we have our radio show on Saturdays at 12 to 1, Sundays 10 to 11, and then it gets put to a podcast once we get caught up.
1360.
KFIV.
KFIV.
All right.
Hey, guess what?
What?
2023?
Yes.
It's going to be a great year, guys. It really is.
Thank you, Patrick. We got a super fan today.
Must be stuck in traffic
That's
again.
Right.
Have a great day, Patrick. Drive carefully.
Hey, don't look at those lights behind you. That's not for you.
It's not for you.
All right, make it a great day.
Bye.